welcome back to another Spinato Spin. Great to have you with us. This time won't be quite so long. Last week we cranked out a good 45-minute workshop. Covered a lot of areas. What do we got to talk about this week? Well, it's always something good to talk about. It never really goes away. You got to look at motivation. You got to look at feeling upbeat. It's almost like when you eat a meal, right? You don't eat a 15 or 16 course meal in one day and say, I don't have to eat the rest of the week, right? You need a little bit each day, don't you? You need a little bit each day. Get yourself feeling better, feeling stronger, feeling good about yourself, refreshing yourself. It is Holy Week, so let ye be transformed in your mind, right? Isn't that what the Bible says? Transform your being by transforming your mind. Well, let's just try some of that. But you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to tell you a little quick story right after we just let you know that we're going to just tell it like it is, right? That's what it's all about, telling it like it is. Well, we're going to tell it like it is, okay? We're going to make sure that we don't mince any words and we come right at you with this. A long time ago, I'm going to tell you the parable of the sower and the seeds, all right? Well, picture this. A long time ago, there was this individual, and he had this incredible seeds, okay? They were very, very good seeds, probably the best the earth has had to offer. But what happened was the sower of the seeds went out and he decided to drop his seeds in certain areas. Well, here's what happened first. He dropped the seeds in one area, okay? And within a short period of time, the birds came by and scooped it up because the ground was so hard, it was easy for the birds to just scoop up those seeds. And that was the end of the seeds. Then he dropped the seeds in another area. In this area, he put it in an area that really was not really that good. A lot of stones. The seeds really couldn't take to the ground. And what happened? The sun came out and just burnt them all up. And the seeds had no chance to come to fruition. Then he dropped the seeds in another area. He dropped it in a thorny area. And he dropped the seeds in, and the seeds started coming through. And they started coming up, and they started to try to bud, and next thing you know, the thorns just choked them out, and the seeds couldn't get anywhere. Then what happened was he dropped it in one more area. This time he dropped it in good, fertile soil. And the seeds went into the ground, and they sprouted up, and lo and behold, it produced fruit. And it multiplied 30, 40, 50 times. And that was the good part of putting the seeds down. That's where things started happening. Well, our life is a lot like that, isn't it? I mean, it's a parable from the Bible, but it's really what our life really is. You get good news, and if you give it to the wrong person, before they even have a chance to digest it, the good news is gone, isn't it? No matter what the good news is. I could have been bringing you, Publishers Clearinghouse. I could be coming to your door, but somehow along the way we got sidetracked. We never got to your house. We wound up giving it to somebody else. The whole money just disappeared, right? Sometimes in your mind, things like this happen. You have a great idea. You have a tremendous feeling about something, and all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. Some negative thought enters your mind, and you don't go forward with it. See, that's all part of the sower and the seeds. Then all of a sudden, you come up with an idea, and you think about it for a while, and all of a sudden, you talk yourself out of it. You don't really do anything with it. And that's the second phase, right? That's where the sun just burns up your idea. You have no chance of getting it to come to fruition and basically sink into solid ground. And then the last one, or the next to last one, you really start going with this idea. You think it's something you really want to do, right? You think it's something you really want to be part of. So you put the seeds in the ground, and you're working hard, and you're making everything happen. But all of a sudden, life's everyday problems just choke you. You can't think of anything else but your problems. The negativity overwhelms you, and you lose your chance of growing anything. Isn't that what happens to all of us? Isn't that what happens? Isn't that why we never really reach our true potential? Those three things are really the end right there. But then all of a sudden you might get lucky and you might get fortunate. Or maybe this is just who you've created yourself to be. All of a sudden the seeds land on some good soil, and now with the blessings of the sun, the rain, and the caring, all of a sudden the seeds come to fruition and they multiply 30, 40, 50 times. The good seed, you landed in the right area. That's what happens with a lot of people. That's what happens with their lives. They don't realize what they have. But you know what else? Here's another thing you got to understand. Is a lot of people don't want to pay the price. A lot of people don't want to pay the price of watering it and make sure there's enough sunlight and all the things needed to plant those seeds. See, that's the question right there. What price are you willing to pay? What time are you willing to commit? When are you going to quit? You know, the most successful people in the world have this mental attitude. It don't get tough enough for me. I don't care how tough it gets. I'm not going to quit. That's what it is. They're willing to pay the ultimate price. They're willing to do whatever it takes. What about you? That's what it comes down to. What about you? You know, there's a saying from Cicero, the old Roman spokesperson and orator. He said, you know, if not us, who? All right? If not us, who? Excuse me. And if not now, when? When are you going to do it? When are things going to happen? You know, you can't keep sitting there and standing there saying, well, not my turn, not my turn, not my turn, not right, I can't really do it, it's not really the right time. It's never the right time. It's never the right time. You know, very rarely, I've heard this quote and it makes a lot of sense, very rarely will a good idea interrupt you. It don't work that way. The great opportunities don't come and shake you and wake you up in the middle of the night and say, hi, here I am. That doesn't work that way. If not us, who? And if not now, when? That's what we got to start asking ourselves as we go forward. That's what we need to do. We need to be very, very assertive on what we really want to do, don't we? You got to have that mindset. It don't get too tough for me. It can't get tough enough for me. I'm going to make it. Have that mindset. Have yourself a great week. And God bless everybody. Thanks for watching The Spin. Have a good one now.